So we've been in Maryland, in Annapolis for about, I don't know, I'd say 2 months. And it's all about working on the boat. That's what I've been doing. So here's some of the places that could help a guy if he's ever in Annapolis on where to go to get things accomplished and where to buy stuff and where to get things worked on. Now, this is Pasco Batteries. So if you're needing batteries, this is the place to go in Annapolis. They've got every battery you can imagine, from 8D batteries to lithium batteries to golf cart batteries that you can get up to, make it up to, I think they're 8 volts each, to where you can make them 48 volts. And so this is a place to go. So they rebuilt, if you need an alternators or starters, they got those too. So, and then there's a guy in the back that'll rebuild the alternators and starters. So it's pretty much a one-stop shop when it comes to batteries. And they also carry Vetus products, and the guy that runs the place, he'll spend 2 hours on the phone with you if you bought an inverter from him or batteries and we're trying to set the limits on your batteries. He'll be there for you, and that's the place to go. Now, this is a transmission shop about 15-20 minutes outside of Annapolis, and they specialize in marine transmission work. So if you have older equipment or stuff that's hard to find, you have to have rebuilt, this is the guy you go to. So a lot of the companies around there that do work for boats send all the stuff to this guy. So this is a place to go, and it's recommended highly around the area. So if it's motor mounts that you're looking for, that's the place you need to go. You need to go to that website, find out what you need, and they carry the motor mounts for newer motors and the older ones for like Perkins and Cats and maybe some older Yanmars and things like that. So that's the place to go. Once you get your part number from that site, go to that site right there. It's better to call them on the telephone, give them your part number, and they'll get the part to you. Now, if you're just looking for parts and you got the part number and you know what you want, this is the place to call. So if you ask anybody around Annapolis, where do I get parts? They'll say, call that number, and that's who they'll call. So now, if you're looking for somebody just to come out to your boat, work on your boat, these are the guys to call. Guy's name's Richard. You call that number, and he specializes in working on diesel motors. So if you wanted a generator pulled out, another one put back in, or you just need work done on your motor, call this guy right here. Now, if he's too busy for you, you can go to Bayshore, and they have a parts department in there, but they don't have Perkins parts. But if you're just needing work done, and you should go to Bert's Jabbin and go to that yard because it's in that yard. Now, here is a guy that is a fabricator. So if you're looking for something fabricated, fuel tanks, something like that, a lot of stuff, this guy's in Harrington Harbor North. So there's another company right here called Shaw, and he's in Annapolis, and he's another fabricator. So if you're wanting some fuel tanks made, that's the place to go. So this is Bacon Sales. Everybody's in Annapolis heard of Bacon. So if you're looking for used parts and consignment stuff, big inventory of used pulleys, shackles, all kinds of stuff. I mean, look at that. If you can't find what you need just to get by on a used part, then I don't know, there's no other place to go to find stuff like that. And this guy right here, if you're looking for some specialty part, like for your furlers or anything, that's the guy in Annapolis to ask. So call him up. He'll find what you need if it's possible to find. Now, this is faucets. Now, it's close. It's next to Bert's. So if you're trying to get to a good boat supply place to where you're going to do the work yourself, if you go to Bert's Jabbins, it's almost a walk. You could get there. And they have like a good selection of through holes and all kinds of parts and stuff that you can get to fix the things you need. Now there's an example of all the through holes. They've got like a bunch of Groco through holes and brass fittings, and then a good selection of zincs and anoids and things like that. So, and then this fella right here, if there's something, he's another one, a guy, if you're looking for a specific item, he'd help you find it, and if you got a question, he'll answer it. So North Sales is a pretty good reputable place. If you take your sales up there up to them, and they say they're going to have it done at a certain time, they'll get the work done. And they were really helpful, and they did a pretty good job on the sales that I did. There's like three guys up there doing the work, and they'll come pick your sale up.
Now, Annapolis has great restaurants as well. Some of our favorites are the Pirates Cove, which is just up the street from the marina, and they have great atmosphere. They sit right on the Chesapeake, so you get a nice view. They have great food, some of the best cod that we've ever had. They have a shrimp and cod dish that's just awesome. Great place to eat. And then we have the Boatyard Market Bar and Grill, and this is another great place. They have oysters that you can get during the week for $6 a dozen. They also have awesome crab cake, and their fish is really good as well. We really enjoy our time there. They have a really great bartender who takes good care of you. And then we have the Happy Harbor Restaurant. This is another restaurant that sits on the water, so it has a nice atmosphere. You can get lots of great seafood, and you can sit outside, so when it's nice, you get the nice atmosphere of being outside on the water, and just a really nice place to eat.
Now, it just wouldn't be proper to leave out West Marine. There's 2 West Marine stores in Annapolis that's well stocked, and if you're at Burt's, then right next around the corner from Fawcett's is a good store. And then the other good store is at Harrington Harbor North, and they're probably the biggest store, and they have a big selection of products in their store too. And so that's the video, and that's to help out any sailor that ends up in Annapolis and just needs some help, find out where to get stuff and maybe get their boat fixed.